dropped right into the middle of a battle between Mario and Bowser, with no other context except Bowser looking pretty dang snazzy in that suit. Hey everybody, Sonic here. Welcome to my Let's Play slash self, well, not quite self, but a versus of Super Mario Odyssey. For a little explanation, here's what's going on. The Versus channel is done by AttackingTucans and JoshJepson are hosting their own Mario Odyssey Versus and have invited the community to join in and race along with them, saying that they will probably feature a couple of videos that well, are prominent. So I'm hoping to join in on that, have a little bit of fun with it, and see what happens. And just stomping that iconic hat. Peach does not seem willing. So long, sucker. And just if the stomping wasn't enough, they had to go over and obliterate that hat. But it was necessary. Why? Because new characters were necessary to make this game work out. When you really think about it, aside from Mario 64, every single iteration of Mario requires some new character. In a sense. Well, no. Not I'm thinking about a 3D World, maybe not so much. Or the new Super Mario series. You know what? Forget that I said anything. Anyway, so the way this is going to work is it is a 503 Power Moon run with the end goal being darkest side of the moon. And yeah, along with additional lifelines that will be placed by the Versus channel, which will basically hinder our progress. As you see here, I can skip cutscenes. All cutscenes except for the opening cinematic are allowed to be skipped. And also just to let you guys know that all of this is post-commentary. My original commentary recording, I wasn't too happy with. It was very, very lackluster, and unfortunately, it just went to show how rusty I am with regards to Let's Playing, especially Let's Playing on my own. So, hopefully with this little post-commentary I can at least entertain you guys a little bit better than what I did my first time around, especially because this time I'm not really concentrating on the game at the same time. The reason I'm not trying to replay it and do the future episodes, I'll probably do that, but the reason I'm not doing it this time is to preserve the integrity of my run, which was already compromised enough because I saw the first episode of Mario Odyssey Versus, so I had an idea of what Tyler and Josh were up to. Right here I grabbed the I forget what those things are called. The hearts that make you increase your life. I'll find out later and edit it in. But yeah, right here I'm looking to see if one of the challenge doors is available yet, and it's not. I believe all those become available when you return to the Cap Kingdom. So instead I'm just going to go straight to the boss fight. Collecting all these coins, making my way up. You can already hear that jazzy music as I dive right in. So the fun thing about this brutal, actually, because when I went into it, I was thinking that maybe I was going to have a bit of a hard time with this guy compared to the other brutals, because my latest experience fighting him was in Dark Side of the Moon, and on Dark Side of the Moon, for some reason, he was always the one that gave me the most trouble. And I don't know if it's only because of well, I don't know if I should say it. I don't want to spoil it, but aspects of Dark Side of the Moon that made the challenge much more different. It threw me off a lot more than it did all the other brutals. So it always was curious how the first brutal was the only one that really gave me trouble, and the other ones I could actually do no damage. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. We're moving on to the Cascade Kingdom, Fossil Falls. I gotta say, the look of this location is absolutely amazing. Like they really did their best to take advantage of the fact of the Switch's higher power over the Wii U, because this looks amazing. And so off we go. Well, yeah, I'm going on in a circle. I thought there was purple coins behind me. Purple coins are not a requirement per se, but there is a lifeline requiring the use of the purple coins, which I will, since I'm not really doing anything at the moment, I think I can go ahead and explain how exactly the lifeline, well, they're not even called lifeline, it's known as the Wheel of Torture. So the way it's going to work is that at every 15 minutes, the guys at Versus will have a randomly selected torture selected that all the people have to abide by. So they never really explicitly said that we had to follow this if we're running as part of the community, but I figured just to be fair to what they're doing, I'm going to go ahead and try to do so as well. And I'm also going to avoid watching future episodes, so that at least up until the point that I reach the 15-minute mark, so that I can act according to what my actual instinct is before knowing what is going to be happening with the video. I'm sorry, I don't know why I brain farted there like I did. So yeah, lifelines. Well, actually, before let's just stall the video a little more. I wanted to point out right here. I was trying to do a thing where I was attempting to get on top of here because I thought that power moons were going to be pre-available. It seems actually that a number of the power moons are blocked off until you beat the boss at the top of the mountain. So right here, all I got to do was basically get to the top of the big stump, as noted there, and just grab these little 4 purple coins right over here. But the next thing I do is the one thing I kind of feel bad for doing in a way, but at the same time, I probably would have found something like this out on my own. Is that Tyler and Josh revealed that there is a shortcut in this area. Neither of them were able to accomplish it, but I decided that I was going to go ahead and give it a shot. The idea is that you take the T-Rex and you make your way all the way down to those little blocks right there. For some reason, it did not break like it was supposed to. So I just walk around, get on the trampoline, jump, and somehow that worked. It looks right there. You can see in the footage how close it was to basically falling off the edge. So by no means should I have been able to do that. Alright. Now let's talk about the Wheel of Torture. Anyway, the first of the tortures is switch. Now the way that works is that once it's called, you have to switch the right and left Joy-Con to your opposite hands. So you can imagine how tricky that might be. And that's the only one. One of the only ones I remember by name. There's also Gucci Gang, in which you're required to collect purple coins and unlock one of the outfits for a specific land before you move on from that land. And it's literally the only ones that I remember. I'm gonna take the opportunity, since I already pretty much outed myself on post commentary, to look up what the others are while you guys take a look at this fun little animation of Multi-Moon Mario. So let's see. I can find it really quick. Unless actually... Okay, here we go. I found them. So yeah. Switch and Gucci Gang I mentioned. Euthanize, which is you have to basically immediately lose a life as Mario. 2-player, in which you switch the game mode to 2-player mode. And I'm presuming by this, that means that we have to be playing in single Joy-Con sideways. because they mentioned how it's an awkward experience, and I presume that's what they mean by it. Because I played two-player mode with my fiance, and it doesn't really feel all that different. Especially if you are just playing alone. The camera might behave a little bit differently, but that's about it. So the only thing I can presume is, yeah, you're basically playing Joy-Con sideways. Which actually, I can see it being a little difficult if you were unable to control the camera. Which sounds very, very likely now to think about it. Anyway, from there, Moon Goon. In Moon Goon, you're required to go back to a previous world and collect 3 previously collected moons. So that one doesn't sound too difficult, considering that a lot of different places will have moons available right where the Odyssey is located, with very little requirements to them. Or they're all located within the general town area. So yeah, nothing to really concern ourselves over, I feel. Okay, so this is one of the, anyway, going back to the actual video, this is one of the power moons that makes use of the dinosaur and just showing how it can absolutely wreck stuff. Just run into every single one of those little Dr. Mario, prehistoric Dr. Mario viruses. That's always what I associated them when I saw them for the first time. I'm like, whoa, I guess Dr. Mario is getting his references in. Considering he has a costume, I mean, that makes all the sense in the world. Now, the one thing that I decided to do before really continuing is that I decided to go for one of the quote-unquote hidden moves. So killing all the enemies seems like the obvious answer, but then there's this, where I obviously glitch out the game and stand on mid-air, right? No, in all seriousness, the idea is that the controls were giving me a little bit of trouble there. Anyway, you just drop down there in a spot that's a little bit invisible to the general camera view. You would never think to just drop down as a dinosaur. And then you just collect that moon. And you saw me drop out of the dinosaur right there and then jump right back in. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the dinosaur is the only character where basically you have a very limited time. Well, actually, no, Bullet Bill as well, but Dinosaur has a notable timer where you can't control him forever. At that point, I was having issues trying to get over to the other side, so I just gave up on trying to make any sort of movement and just wiped out the dinosaur. What killed the dinosaur? We're falling to the pit! And with that, all enemies are dead, and that unlocks the next power moon. Excellent! Alright. So from there, I believe I contemplated actually going forth and collecting more moons to be able to have more stuff available, and ultimately decide, because I'm aware of what the lifeline is, I don't want to be stuck in Fossil Falls when the lifeline kicks in. So it's a little bit cheating in that respect, but I actually think I probably could have collected 2 more moons, because I believe my original intention was to get 10 moons, and I decided I'm taking too much time. So, yeah. The Odyssey is restored. And I'm on my way to the next kingdom. We have enough fuel to reach the Sand Kingdom, but I'm clicking buttons so fast that I almost wind up back at the Cascade Kingdom. And skipping cutscenes. So what happens here, and I don't know why I'm not skipping the cutscene. There I am. Yep. We get a new hat now from Cappy, who basically shows foreshadowing the ability to be able to change outfits in this game. So what happens here is now in between worlds, before you clear the game, you'll actually get a quick tip from the action guide. So that you can always be freshened up on all your capabilities while you're playing the main game. And then if you're going to a new kingdom, it will hint you at what the next story element is going to be. And with that little prelude down, we are now over at the Sand Kingdom, aka Tostarena, aka Knockoff Mexico. Atop the highest tower. Now I do want to ask a question that I know I wanted to ask the first time around, but I didn't find it like a good. It wasn't in my mind when I was recording. And is that, am I the only one that as a kid thought that when Mario in Mario 64 was saying "Let's go," thought he was instead saying Mexico? I can't be the only one with that monogram in my mind, right? And it didn't help that Mario's a Latin-like name, so it made it. And since I'm Hispanic, obviously the first thing that comes to my mind is anything, well, remotely Hispanic, even though I'm not Mexican. But yeah, right here, I'm trying to make my way on top here just to stick my hat right up on top of this pole. And I'm actually at this point trying to look for the slot game, but instead I find this warp pipe that leads to one of the games where you're supposed to use the HD rumble to determine where the power moon's located. It's quick and easy though, because I think from memory I know that they're usually located within 1 or 2 corners. And roughly the same distance from said corners. I think the only way they make it harder in later ones is that they actually put Goombas in little trap areas. Anywho, from there I'm actually moving on and looking for a little passageway right down there that I just ducked my way into. Only to wind up behind the store. And you can notice a little aliasing issue right there. Or not aliasing, but that issue where basically Mario was rendered on top of a sprite he was supposed to be behind. Mario Odyssey. Doesn't it's not entirely glitch free is what I'm trying to say. And from there I think I let go of any notions of staying in town and go straight into adventure. There. Spinning around at the speed of sand. It's always hilarious to me how when they introduced that whole rolling mechanic for Mario, how people started associating it with Sonic the Hedgehog, but in reality, they actually had Mario doing rolls like that back in Mario 3D World. So it's not like it was something necessarily new. Anywho, around this point was when I knew about the 15-minute mark and explained the Gucci Gang lifeline. Now, the way that it worked out is that you basically can't leave the world until you unlock an outfit. So it doesn't really have much effect for this first episode because Tyler and Josh basically they didn't unlock any outfits in their first episode, thus rendering the like something to continue on into the next episode where they probably will actually buy it. In my case, even if, like, knowing that the lifeline existed, I probably would have been collecting purple coins anyway, but I explicitly chose to do Tostarena because one of the moons will actually require you to sorry. Yeah, requires you to basically have a specific outfit on, and hopefully next episode I remember and I can highlight that. Now right here, actually, I thought that there was going to be a moon right over here, but that's actually something that's available post-game, so I wasted my time there. But that's okay. I think right now, am I ahead of Tyler? I'm looking up the episode right now just to see where I stand. I believe Tyler actually ended up... No, he ended on 19, so... I am basically surpassing Attacking Toucans this episode. Or at least that much I will say. Will I pass on JoshJepson? We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, from here, actually go and follow this little back area to reveal that there is a little hidden power moon right over here. And trying to wall, see if I could do like sidewall jumps, thinking that that would be quicker. That was turned out to be a terrible idea. Not many ways you can cheap quicksand to be quicker. Alright, and there we go, making our way up. And just quickly accessing that power moon right over there. It's actually a lot easier to just long jump your way over there than to, well, maybe not necessarily easier. Like, you have to do that little dive trick that extends the reach of your long jump, essentially. Most people would probably just wind up using the bullet bill, which I instead used it to go in the complete opposite direction. You know, the quiet path. Sounds like a pretty good idea to me. And then this is the introduction of the 8-bit wall mechanic, where basically Mario turns himself into a retro-inspired, not quite the exact look that he had in Mario, Super Mario Brothers, and essentially just tanking hits. Yeah, as I was saying, basically you're just doing all these sorts of these classic platforming sections. Now, instead of jumping all the way up, I go right in here. Which is a little tip that I can tell you guys. If you're unaware of it, try every nook and cranny in these areas, because you'll be surprised what you can find. That's actually very general advice, and I probably should say that in a much more specific way. What I meant by that is, in the 8-bit areas, it's not just a path from A to Z. You actually can go out. There's usually one power moon hidden, even in the main game. Post game, there's usually 2 hidden, or 2 or 3 hidden. So just think for if you guys are having trouble finding moons, try looking through those 8-bit sections. Right here, we're taking a little slow elevator ride. Open those things so that I can go and reach those purple coins, which I believe, yeah, at this point I would be able to afford one of the outfits. And if I can, I definitely will by the time I actually have to go and buy it, because I'm still collecting purple coins as I go along. Or at least the ones that are like not somewhat in the way. It does make me wonder how exactly things are going to... Oh my god, yes, this little bit right here. I panicked on that part. I thought for a moment that would be like first death of the LP. And now here comes Moe Eyes. The little Tiki man. Tiki Golem. Who basically allows you to see what cannot be seen. And he moves really quickly too, all things considered. The only thing is he can't jump. And I think I was trying to look for the... Yeah, I was looking for that little moon shard piece. Basically, the moon shards are the equivalent to the silver stars in the other Mario games. I like that one, and I just allowed the Moe Eyes to fall into the purple Kool-Aid. I mean, it was clearly very delicious. He wanted a little drink. It was so good. So I gave him his wish. He's now bathing in the Kool-Aid. Mario, on the other hand, he probably should not be bathing in Kool-Aid. That probably wouldn't do him any good. He's got a girl to save. Can't waste his time getting fat on Kool-Aid. At that point, I abandoned the Moe Eyes in favor of Mario's otherwise slightly faster movement. I think actually rolling is a little bit faster. But it's actually just as risky because one little slip and you're flying right into the purple Kool-Aid. And that does it. And do I actually do it? Yes, I do. I go for it. I jump and safely land in the sand. And let's see. I just realized that the count that I'm looking at is not the number of moons. I actually have no idea how many moons I have. Let's see, because I left I left Fossil Falls with 8 moons. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Am I counting that? No, hang on. 11. Okay, so I have 18 moons, I think. I need to learn how to count. I have not 20 moons at this point. 20 moons. I swear I can count, folks. It's becoming a running theme in my videos that I do not know how to count. You would think that actually be good because math's actually one of my better subjects. I don't know what I was doing looking at the map with that. I think I was trying to see if there was a nearby checkpoint because I had a feeling that I was definitely not going to be able to finish the inverted pyramid before time ran out. Plus, I would go ahead and give it a shot and at least collect maybe some of the side moons that are available. And right here they introduced the gravity arrows, bringing back something that they had back in Mario Galaxy. I'm just tanking all the hits because I got the lives to spare, so why not, right? And of course, because the pyramid's inverted, of course the outside area is also upside down. And like I said, little holes in areas. Always fun to go in them.
Phrasing?
I'm sorry, please disregard what I just said. What the heck is wrong with me? Anywho. Making our way over. That's on my way. Double check something quick here. Yeah, okay. So, excellent. Maybe I should also double check on this side. Right. So this effective 14 moons collected in the Sand Kingdom plus the 8 from Fossil Falls, that effectively puts me at 22 power moons, if I remember correctly from earlier, it being 8 moons. So yeah, that puts me at 22 moons, just 2 moons behind JoshJepson. Now, granted, Josh stayed in Fossil Falls, so he had a little more time to collect a few power moons, and it hasn't really started in Tostarena. So it's up to debate whether or not I'm ahead of him or not. I attempt the fight against this. I forget her name. But yeah, no, I attempt the fight against this Brutal. And I believe it's around this time that I realize my time is going to be up very soon. Yeah, in fact, I'm looking at the timer right now, and as it stands, it looks like, yeah, time runs up right here. So, that pretty much, is it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. tell me who you're rooting for in the actual verses, and if you think I might have a chance to beat any single one of them. And I'll see you all next time.